Today's Sunday. It was 4 days ago on Thursday that I did the last video where basically before the meeting, after the meeting, and obviously the bad news that we weren't going to be able to strike a deal. That's not really changed. I actually sent the owners an email, I think later that day, just talking about our exit dates and what that was going to look like and such like that. And I haven't responded yet, which isn't surprising. I thought it'd be sort of at some point early to mid this week coming. What I did do though today was kind of put back to them effectively my very top figure. So although I'd already discussed that with them, because they were so reluctant to move in terms of pricing, it was really hard to kind of ensure that they'd really got where my top figure was, which is quite a distance still from where their figure was. But I've put it back to them. I think I don't necessarily feel very confident that they're going to accept it, but what I do feel confident about is it's a figure that I believe we can get to, we can achieve. It's a figure I can make it work from, and therefore it's the right number from my perspective. Whether it's the right number for their perspective is a bit different, and that's ultimately down to them, but it's the right number from my perspective. I'm happy with it, and I think it's a good deal for both parties. But ultimately, that's going to have to be their decision to make. So I'll wait for that to come through from them. I'll see what they say, and we'll go from there. Really, I think that's it at the moment. And fingers crossed. Hopefully, it'll be okay. Hopefully, they'll accept it, and we can crack on. But if not, we'll just continue to do what we're doing. And as I always say, it's about planning for best case scenario and for the eventualities, and preparing for the worst. So you plan for it, but you've got to prepare down there. And then that will always see you good. So anyway, that's my update. Prison purchase. It's obviously been going on and on and on. So basically we've been building up the reserves in the bank. We hadn't agreed a price or a deal. They were still up here, we were still down there. We couldn't find a middle ground. We would come up a little, but they wouldn't come down at all. So it was a real challenge. And we in fairness, the developers were trying to figure out how we could purchase at a price they were happy with and worked. But it was becoming difficult, and every day that passed it sort of slipped a bit further away. But what we were doing was building up our reserves in the bank, so we had money as a deposit should we need it. Corona's obviously hit. That means that we're eating into our reserves every single day, so that's making it harder. The banks aren't lending, so that makes it tougher. Also, the property value is not really depreciated, so it doesn't really put us in a strong position. Anyway, I've come up with a counter proposal, spinning everything on its head, which is completely left field. It's a completely out of the box way of doing things, in the sense of we're actually going to purchase the bit that we don't want to secure the bit we do want. I know, sounds a bit crazy, but just trust me, it will work. So I'm literally about to press send on the email with my counter proposal to the developers. They may accept it, they may not. Ultimately, I think it comes down to two things. One is the final purchase price high enough? And two, is the time frame from now to purchase digestible? It's probably the wrong word. Acceptable to them. So is the purchase price high enough, and is the time frame to final purchase acceptable? There's other stages where we pay in between, but those are the two things. I don't know. I'm going to send the email. I can't really press much higher. Maybe I can get another. I don't know. Maybe I get another. I don't want to say how much more I could, but maybe we could squeeze a bit more out of it. But the more money we squeeze out of it that we have to pay in addition just really lengthens the time. So it kind of depends on how long you want to stay at the table for it. Anyway, hopefully they'll come back to me next week and go, do you know what? Yeah, it's a deal, and fuck, we're there. We can do it. We can take over our prison, but we'll see. It might all go Pete Tong and we'll be moving out after coronavirus. We'll just see. That's business. That's entrepreneurship. So to keep smiling. Gonna fucking love this one, boys and girls. Fucking love it. Keys down. After months, years, I'm not sure how long, I have just literally got off the phone. I've just bought the prison. I've just secured the agreement the process, the whole purchase plan is there, it's agreed. I've got a couple of T's to cross, I's to dot, but we're there, we've done it. We are buying, that's Monopoly, we're buying Shrewsbury fucking Prison. And that's it. I am going to be the governor of my owned prison, and we're going to turn it into the best prison tourist attraction in the world. It is going to be fucking immense. Apologies for swearing, I'll bleep that out, but it is going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, that is so pleased. So words can't describe it. Months and months of hard work over the last year just to get it to this stage, but years of work to build the business in the first instance. And now I'm going to go and I'm here, I'm at the jail, I'm about to get ready for the live, so I'm going to go and have coffee because I can't drink, but fuck, we're there. That is amazing. I can't wait to go home and tell Emma, and then next week get on the phone and tell Chrissy, and then start telling everybody else that have secured it, because that is just brilliant. So yes, very happy. Anyway, onward and upwards. I've got a deal. I have got a deal. It's in place. I have contracts. I have land registry forms. I have contracts of sale. I have maps. I have all sorts of stuff. And they wanted me to close within 6 days. Well, it was about a month, but by the time I had the paperwork, it's 6 days, and I can't do it. So I'm just emailing to say I need June. Today is the 30th of May, and I'm telling them that I will get this deal done and over the line by the end of June. So I now am officially, once I press this button to send, I have 30 days to finance, process all the documents, work with the solicitors, get it all done, and get the exchange documents signed and exchanged by the end of the month. No worries. We got this. Yeah, I got this. It's fine. It's all good. Very pleased. It's been a difficult, tough day. It has been a tough day. I found it really, really hard today. Which is going to sound quite weird because my team, or the teams that we've got at Shrewsbury and Shepton, have done an amazing job today. I've not been at Shepton, obviously I've been at Shrewsbury, but I know the team at Shrewsbury have done an absolutely brilliant job getting everything ready for opening. They've been working really hard. The marketing team have been working really hard, and there's loads of really good things happening. Loads of good ideas coming out. The future's looking really, really nice and bright, which is great, but it's actually been a really tough day for me. And I came home, not in a great mood, not in a bad mood particularly, but I came home and I just wanted to kind of zone out of my own world. So I went for a run for an hour, and that really kind of helped just clear my head. And I guess the reason why I found the day difficult is because there's a lot of uncertainty. There's obviously a lot of uncertainty in the world, but there's a lot of uncertainty in our business. And I don't mean about surviving, that's not a problem. It's more about which direction we go. We're very much a combination of crossroads. It's not one singular crossroad. There's a multitude of crossroads, which I think makes it harder, because if we make this decision, that's going to then give us the options to go onto another decision and another decision and another decision and another decision. And all of those things are going to dictate how we operate the core business in our tourism environment. And it's difficult because you have to at some point make a decision, but you don't know whether you're making the right one. Now, as an entrepreneur, that's what we do. That's kind of day in, day out, making decisions and not knowing whether it's the right one, but taking the risks. And I guess the risks change over time. Well, the risks don't change, but the impacts changes. So now, when I used to make a decision, if I got it wrong, when we were a tiny company or it was just me, if we got it wrong, it meant the difference between whether we would eat pasta with pesto and cheese or just eat pasta. It was kind of like that simple. It's kind of basic, but now when I make a decision, if I get it wrong, it could cost jobs, it can cost huge budgets, it can make a real impact. I mean, we now employ nearly 50 people, so In that sense, if I get it wrong, it can be quite damaging. There's more to lose, I guess, in terms of for everybody. So you have to analyze the risks in a slightly different way, and that makes it quite difficult because, like I say, the impact is greater than it used to be, and therefore the risk is greater. But I guess you could argue the reward's greater. So it's just been a tough day because I don't always get things right. I say I'm right 90% of the time, which I think is a fair assessment. And I think that's a good thing. Sometimes my team have called me out on that and called me quite cocky and arrogant. I've turned around and said, well, hold on a second. Do you want an owner and a CEO and a leader who is right 90% of the time, or do you want a leader that's right 10% of the time? You should be happy that I'm right 90% of the time, and also happy that I make mistakes because I'm human. So, whilst everyone else is doing all the great stuff on site, and they are doing some brilliant things, I've been kind of chewing away, looking at the decisions we need to make, and that is tough. And I ask people's opinions, and I get their thoughts and stuff like that. So it's not one of those posts of poor me, poor Joel. Everybody's saying, oh, it'll be okay. I'm not after that. I don't like that kind of shit. This is just it's difficult for everybody at all different stages. And today's been a particularly hard day for me. Tomorrow probably won't be. Tomorrow will probably be easier because I've been out and I've gone exercising today. I've got this off my chest, which is why I do videos. And tomorrow will probably be a lot easier and I'll probably see a lot clearer and I'll have some clarity. And we'll move forward. So I'll start making decisions and off we go, opening out the back of lockdown. So just kind of thought I'd share that with you today. And apologies for swearing at the beginning. Back at work this morning in the office, absolutely feeling more positive than yesterday. Well, positive is the wrong word, because I wasn't feeling non-positive. It'd just been a tough day. So obviously start of the day today, it's not going to be an easy day. There are some really, really big decisions to make. So those are going to have to be made. I guess the worst decision to make is not to make a decision, because then you're going to get it wrong if you don't make a decision. Big one happening kind of at the moment, I guess. And it's something that every single entrepreneur, business owner has to go through multiple times a week, like numerous times. It's just some decisions have a bigger impact than others. On July 10th, 2020, 20 days before we were due to exchange on Shrewsbury Prison, I was sat in the restaurant waiting for the bank to email me with confirmation to lend us the money to be able to purchase Shrewsbury Prison. I had people waiting around, taking photos, videos and such, and the photo you see here is the moment I opened the email from the bank and they advised me they would not be able to lend us the money. And suddenly, the world changed again. Here's the email the bank sent me.
To provide you the funds to purchase the site is something we are not able to move forward on, as the existing and short-term projected income and profitability does not support the projected serviceability of possible loan facilities.
Without the support from the bank left me in a really difficult position. I had to decide if I was willing to exchange contracts, which meant putting down a non-refundable deposit of £200,000 on the basis that I would be able to raise the rest of the money in the next 18 months. If I could raise the capital, then great, we could purchase Shrewsbury Prison. If I couldn't, we would lose everything. This was a £200,000 gamble on myself. And nearly everyone advised me not to do it. In about half an hour, I'm heading to the bank to transfer the money. I don't even know whether I should say how much money it is, the deposit money, which is, we're talking serious numbers here, to our solicitors to do the exchange on the prison. I'm then going to head to the solicitors early part of this afternoon to sign all of the paperwork. Today is supposed to be the day that we exchange. Hopefully it will all go smoothly. There are still a few ups and downs. There's still a few things that may prevent it, which may move into next week. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about it today. I'm excited. I would say I'm probably a little bit nervous, apprehensive potentially. Just there's so many things still to go wrong and so many things that could go wrong and throw it all off, and there's a few bits still to sort. And I don't think you ever go into this having a complete deal ready to go unless you've got those time to work on it. So, and certainly we're doing it quite an unorthodox way as well, the purchase. So yeah, once the signature's on the document, and I know we've exchanged, I've had confirmations from the solicitors, and then no doubt I will have a conversation with the sellers later just to discuss it, and I'm sure I have some different congratulations and stuff. Then it will become real, and then I think the apprehension, the nervousness, the worry, all that kind of stuff will go, and I can just enjoy the moment, which I'm really looking forward to, and then we can start moving forwards, big times. Yes. As you'd expect, ups and downs today. I've done the transfer of the money, so that's with the solicitors. Got a couple of last bits to sort out. There was a heated discussion, I should say, between myself and the sellers, in just terms of like how we've all gone about this, which has kind of put a bit of a dampener on the day a little bit this morning, to be honest. It kind of has had a sour note. It's because we're all under a lot of pressure to get this deal done today, and that's why. Whereas I guess normal was normal, but I guess in some ways you would have a slightly longer. You wouldn't be under so much pressure to do the exchange so quickly, and therefore you can get all your ducks in the line and get everything proper. But because we're pressing it through quite fast, or certainly what I think is quite fast, is it's a lot of pressure. Let's put it that way. So, but we're nearly there. So yeah, in the next 3 hours I should be signing agreements, and yeah, off we go. I'm excited. I am excited. Don't let this face fool you. It's just still a few bits to tease out. A lot can happen in 3 hours, as we say in prison. As we say behind bars, a lot can happen, but we have nothing but time. So watch this space. Basically there now, so I've come down to actually sign the exchange agreements, so we can get moving with the sale. So yeah, it's been a long old day. It's been a bit hectic, a few changes, chops and changes, a couple of nervy moments, but we're there. So I'm just gonna go in and just waiting for the solicitor. Obviously I'm outside, social distancing, waiting for them to be ready. As soon as they are, I'm gonna go in and sign the documents, and when I come back out, we will be owners of a prison. I will be an owner of a prison, so that's really exciting. I think it's starting to kind of kick in now a little bit. Now the stress is done and the painful bits are done. Shouldn't be any problems, I don't think, coming from this point now. Just going in really to sign and do that part, the legal sections, and yeah, off we go. Okay, that's it. Documents are all signed, and about 5 minutes or so, maybe 10. Crap in the middle of the road. In about 5 or 10 minutes, I should receive a call from that was Breezy, an ex-prison officer. So yes, contracts are all signed. In about 5 or 10 minutes, I should receive a call from the solicitor confirming they've exchanged contracts with the other side, and we are there basically, ready to go. I've already got the keys, so I don't need to get those. And yeah, owners of a prison, so exciting times. Relax a little bit now, I think. Just making my way up the hill towards the jail. So I was just saying that I could see the for sale sign that's going to come down next week, and I got interrupted in my video because that was the solicitor calling literally 7 minutes after I walked out the door to confirm we have exchanged. Wow, to say those words, we have exchanged. So this beauty behind me is now mine. That is a huge thing, and I'm starting to feel quite relaxed now, and I wasn't sure if I was, because the pressure was so high. I wasn't sure how relaxed I would feel, or when I would get to feel relaxed, and I must admit now that's where I'm getting. So there's the jail, there's John on the top, the bust of John Howard, which randomly now belongs to me. So yeah, I'm going to walk through my jail for the first time, and when I say my jail, I actually mean my jail. Very exciting moments. So I think I might go and have a cheeky little drink. Yeah, I might do.